In high school, Manti Te'o was a standout athlete for his private prep school in Honolulu and Punahou School. He then took his talents to the University of Notre Dame, where he kept quiet his first 3 years off the field, only to have one of the most historic seasons at the linebacker position in college football history in his final year. This was tainted by a scandal so odd, so unique to the 21st century that no one except Te'o himself can make any sense of it to this day. This is the story of the Manti Te'o girlfriend hoax. Te'o began the season off in a stunning fashion, becoming the interception leader in the nation, not just at the linebacker position, but in the entire nation of any position. While leading his team in tackles, he led Notre Dame to their best season in 20 years, and the attention became either too much for Te'o or some believe just what he was looking for. With Te'o becoming a Heisman finalist, college football's most valued award, the spotlight was even greater on the tragedy Manti shouldered during his team's undefeated season. At the time of the Heisman, Te'o had already gotten a strange phone call from Lene, his apparent girlfriend, which had not been mentioned before. He hadn't mentioned any of this to anybody, as anyone obviously would not know what to do if the girl they thought was dead called their phone the night before they may win the biggest award of their life. However, the next night during the ceremony, when ESPN reporters inquired about his hardships and which one was the hardest to bear, Te'o, without provocation, said Lene's death was without a doubt the hardest. This was later discovered to be 100% after the fact that Manti had already found his girlfriend was a hoax, or at the very minimum, a strange situation he should have avoided in the media. Instead, Te'o embraced it, bringing media attention and suspicion to this involvement. In the weeks leading up to the BCS title game, Te'o had become rather quiet in the media compared to what a usual leader of a team would be, especially one going to the BCS championship. It was come to find out later Notre Dame had become aware of this hoax and was investigating Te'o's involvement at that time. They did not want Manti to speak and release any information due to this. Manti then had a very forgettable game with his team losing to Alabama 42-14. Some in the sports world wondered why the usual rock-solid Te'o was so off in this game. We now know that it was due to the hoax and a potentially full mind and heavy heart. On January 16th, Renaya Tuiasosopo called Te'o and explained he was, in fact, his girlfriend, and it was all a hoax. He had created the Facebook account of Lene with a girl named Leah, his cousin, as the voice of Lene on the phone. On January 16th, a Deadspin report surfaced leaking the entire story of the fake girlfriend. However, instead of the story focusing on Te'o being played, people began to put the timeline together and calling him out as the maestro behind this scandal. All in all, the story skyrocketed him to fame as nation's sweetheart athlete in the beginning, pushing through the hardship as impressively as making tackles on the field. More questions would only come to how Te'o would not know. Or was he naive? Did he slip us during the season interviews when nobody was questioning? This may become obvious soon that there were many inconsistent parts the entire time that nobody was looking at. Twitter began to blow up with many parts of the story becoming aware on Facebook, Twitter, and different social media outlets. Many newspapers in both Notre Dame and back in Hawaii had different dates of death for Lene, something